everyone. Welcome to Chibi Podcast, where we have a fun discussion today. This is Miles, your tech guy, and I have...
Mr.
So we're going to talk about the Pokemon Sword and Shield Direct that happened today. I was super excited for this one. How about you, Diego?
Same here. I actually woke up 2 hours early, and it was 5 o'clock our time, so
Oh, you actually woke up for the premiere?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I woke up and I had a notification. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot that's going on right now. And I was able to just catch like the last, 3 minutes of it. So I had to hurry and replay it. But I was so stoked. So there's a lot of information to cover. It was a lot that they shown. First off, just since we got to see more visuals, how did you like the visuals?
It looked amazing. Everything got sharper from the first trailer we saw. And it seems like it's running a whole lot smoother than what we saw, right?
Yeah, I like... one thing I noticed was the environmental effects, right? There's a lot of grass, a lot of movement in grass, shimmering inside the water, rain, there was sand, snow. I mean, there's even part of it's where the guy's riding on the bike, and it's this weird water bike when he's going through the water, and you can see all the water flinging out. It was just cool to see all these animations you're not so used to seeing so crystal clear in a Pokemon game. I mean, I know it's our first home console / hybrid, but it looks like I'm thinking this might be pushing the Switch close to its limits on how good this looked.
I think so, because in one of the scenes we saw, I'm expecting there to be some frame drops, because it just looks like a very intense heavy for the game, for the console.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter to me. If it does it well and it kills it, I'm happy.
Speaking on some frame drops, they have that, what's that new ability called, dude? The Dynamax, where you can grow the Pokemon. That even looked like it was almost 15 frames per second at motion. So I don't know if that's just alpha footage, but it looked like it was just chugging the system to process that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This was not final footage. It says in the beginning.
Yeah, of course. But
we'll get onto that more. So.
Okay. So other than that, I guess we got there's a 15-minute direct, right? So we get a lot of information. Let's see, where do you want to start? So we got the release date, November 15th. I was expecting in October, maybe November, but I was kind of thinking more October. But I don't know how flooded with E3 coming up November is going to be. So regardless, I'm going to pick it up day one. I just hope I have enough time to play it, I guess.
Same here. I was expecting late October, early November, so this is right around that same time frame. I do agree with you that fall time is very video game heavy. A lot of big hitters like Call of Duty, Battlefield, those kind of games come out.
Right.
So Pokemon is just a whole other thing. So I'm okay with that. And from what we've seen from this direct, is they're very confident in this game, and that's what I'm liking. They're showing off so much, but we're left with so many questions as well, and this just makes everyone super excited to play this game.
Yeah, no, I agree. So we found out the region is called the Galar region. It looked beautiful, straight up. Is this a reminiscence of London, right? That's what it's supposed to be, or something like that.
It's like a mix of Europe. So
and olden times too, right? Because they have some castle stuff going on. And...
Well, not olden times. It's more modern, but Europe is very old, anyways.
True.
So there's gonna be castles and stuff. Because this is a mix of all of the European Union countries. So you have a mix of everything. So you in the first trailer we got, there was mountain areas in the map, snowy areas, rain, deserts, beaches, and stuff like that, and forest. So here in this trailer, it's showing us everything all at once.
I like that.
To see Pokemon in the area. It was pretty nice.
I like that we got to see so much diversity inside the environment rather than just your dungeon, grass, and underground. Dungeon, grass, underground. Dungeon, grass, underground. Yeah. You get it. And this was cool to see all the different environment things that they added to it. So I really like that. It was funny. So they showed the wild area, I think is what they're calling it, where it's this big open world area where you can see other trainers, you can see all the Pokemon, and I thought it was funny that they mentioned one of the big things that you can actually adjust the camera. I thought it was kind of funny, but because it's kind of been a running joke about Pokemon this time. So yes, finally adjustable camera.
I think what's good about it too is if you played the Pokemon Let's Go series, the Chibi, sometimes there's Pokemon above you, you can't see it.
Yeah.
So, like, you can't see certain Pokemon, but you have to be flying in order to view them. So this one kind of helps you all around, so you can view the Pokemon that are flying, and they wouldn't be necessarily at the bottom of the game, on the floor. They're more higher up in the air.
Yeah, and to add on top of that, the camera, it helps too, because they're actually they're grabbing the Pokemon Go concept where you can see the wild encounters of Pokemon, so you can see a Pikachu in the wild or whatever. So that's going to be really helpful, like what you said. If you see a flying Pokemon, you just tilt your camera up and you'll see it, maybe kind of hovering up in the distance a little bit. And I like that they're finally adding that, but I think the adjustable camera, this is just my thoughts, I think the adjustable camera is mostly going to be just for the wild area. I don't necessarily think it's going to be in like towns and such. That's just a thought, though. I don't know if they confirm that.
I think from what I saw in the towns, it looked very regular.
Yeah, it looked stagnant, right? You couldn't change it.
Yeah, which is fine because
because
I mean,
you're not catching Pokemon out in like that area.
Yeah, it's meant for those specific areas. Whereas like the town, I mean, unless you're like a detail-oriented heavy person, you want to do that. But it's more for the wild area, and it was presented as the wild area for us to see.
Yeah, exactly. So in that wild area, just to add to it, we are going to the wild area because they added so much information on this. One of the things I'm really excited about is the trainers you can play with and do like a 4-player co-op / raid, almost like Pokemon Go-esque, where you fight like a big buff Pokemon. I'm not sure how I feel about the Dynamax where you make these big ass Pokemon, but regardless, to see like all 4 of those trainers fighting together, I mean, that would be so cool. You could have like, hey, get him with a static effect or a sleep effect, and then I'll hit him with what he's weak against. I mean, I just thought that was really cool. What were your thoughts about that, those raid battles?
I thought it was very different. I'm liking it. I like the concept of it all. For me, the thing I liked, because I was kind of worried like this could get broken, is you could Dynamax only one Pokemon in your team, and your raid group just one, like either if it's yours or your buddies, but you can't do another one.
Oh, so it's a whole group, one person gets to do it. Now, does that still count the 3 move limitation the Dynamax has?
Yes. So your Pokemon only does 3 moves, but the Pokemon that you go against has unlimited moves in the Dynamax form.
So on top of that, in the trailer, that you notice they had the Gyarados they were fighting, and the girl pulled out the Raichu. So they probably did that because that team, that was their electric Pokemon. So they're like, hey, go ahead and have so and so use a Raichu. Yes. So that could be a strategy, for example, for this. And I believe they said, if I remember right, that you can actually see some of those since it's the wild area is so big, you can actually see these big Dynamax like raid boss Pokemon out in the distance if you want to go fight them.
It doesn't seem like you can see them. It's just there's like a beacon. It's like a big red light. And it looks like a well, and that's what it is. And
they said there's different ones that change daily too, right?
Yeah, so they're gonna be wild Pokemon that don't necessarily belong in the region. That are gonna be wild encounters. And I think it's smart that they're not showing you the Pokemon in there, so you still have the randomness of the original Pokemon games. And then sometimes, let's say a raid encounter you go against of the Pokemon is one that you necessarily don't like.
Yeah.
But from what I'm seeing is these raid encounter Pokemon, they have special abilities that other Pokemon don't have. So I think that's cool to have. Gotcha.
How do you feel about the Dynamax, by the way?
It's a cool gimmick. I don't know how important it's going to be in the game. It could be an important factor because when in one part of the trailer, the direct that we see your Pokemon trainer is going against the gym leader, and the gym leader does a Dynamax with his Pokemon. So if the gym leader does that, then I assume that we're gonna have to go against them when they do Dynamax, and when you go against the Elite Four and like your enemy team that you go against. So I'm kind of, that's what I figure they're gonna do.
Okay, gotcha. I'm also wondering if you could stack that with like Mega Evolutions.
That is a good question. I don't know. They haven't said anything about it.
It made me interested.
I think there is a Mega Evolution because one of the scenes you see the Elite Four champion, his name is, what's his name? It's showing right here. Give me a second. Yeah, let's see. is Leon. His bracelet he has looks like a Mega Evolution.
Ah, good catch.
It looks like it.
So
I could be wrong, but yeah.
What do you think of the new? Okay, so like your rival, I thought it was cool to add the dynamic. I think his name's Hop, or no, his brother's name Hop. Yeah, so he's like the world champion right now, but his younger brother is wanting to be like him. I actually kind of like that dynamic. I thought that was kind of a cool, interesting way for a new character for your rival, and it was cool to see him like interacting with you in the bus. So, or not the bus, I think it was like a train scene or something. Just for story purposes, I kind of like that they showed him kind of interacting a little bit more in like somewhat of a cutscene looking thing. I hope it's a little bit more personal in a sense.
Yeah, it does seem cinematic a bit more. From what I've noticed. In certain cutscenes, it looks like they're actually talking to you. I don't think there will be voice acting, but the way it's presented shows like there is.
Gotcha. And then I think the Magnolia, Professor Magnolia, I just want to call her Professor McGonagall. She looked awesome. She kind of reminded me of the dang Queen of England in a way, dude. But
could be an homage.
It could be an homage. Yeah, that was kind of cool. And then they had Magnolia or something like that. Yeah, dude, she's looking bae, I'll say.
Yeah,
yeah. So I wonder how the story's gonna be, because you had the whole what was the old one? The Sun and Moon, Alolan region.
I don't know anything about the.
Because that story plot was pretty cool, so I don't know if they're gonna mix it up on this. This one looks almost like a callback to the original Red and Blue style, which I kind of like.
This one kind of looks more old school, because Europe is a very old country, and it kind of seems like they're gonna base it off of that. Like this is, where everything started, kind of a thing. I could see that happening. So it's one of the possibilities.
So it's interesting for the modern, like how you were mentioning earlier, is the Rotom phone being the new smart or the new Pokedex. That's kind of cool. I wonder if they could do some integration with the Nintendo app for that.
I could see that happening. Maybe like you can transfer your Pokemon to your phone, and you can do like a pedometer, and then it gives them some boost or some candies, whatever they do, incorporate it with, and then you can transfer your Pokemon back to your game, and then you get rewards for it. Because I think they're gonna connect this to the new Pokemon apps, like the Pokemon Sleep, Pokemon.
Oh, right.
Something, whatever all that stuff is, I think they're going to incorporate all of this together.
Well, I was wondering with the app, because then that's a way you could like look for your friends and add them in a group party. But on top of that, I would like it to link the account to the game, so then when I'm out and about, say at my job or wherever, you can look at the Pokedex and see which ones you need to collect or which ones you're interested in, and you can maybe look up the region on the app. I mean, they have a lot of cool ideas that they could link this from the smartphone in-game to a smartphone app, I don't know, to the Nintendo app. I think that'd be a cool idea, but I don't know what they're doing with it just yet.
Yeah, this is all up in the air right now. We'll figure out more probably E3, or probably afterwards, closer probably to September, before the game comes out, and just give us like the breakdown of what our story is. But that's pretty much what I think they're going to do.
Okay, so one of the last things I kind of want to talk about was some of the new Pokemon that we got included on, also on top of the legendaries. So I guess first we'll start on the legendaries, since that's kind of what everybody's kind of talking about. I kind of figured right when I saw them there's going to be some likes and dislikes, like a 50-50. I'm leaning a little bit more to I'm not a big fan of the designs, I'm going to be honest. I thought it was almost kind of a lazy legendary design, while some people really, really like it. Where are you sitting?
I like the design.
Okay.
I just don't like that the second legendary is basically just some snippets changes to the other legendary.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, it's almost like a lazy design to me.
I don't know. I can't really argue, because I mean, look at the third gen. We had Latios and Latias, and they're basically the same. This one is just different enough that I'm not as upset. I like these way more than Latios and Latias, but it's just the whole concept that I'm not liking is Zacian is
holding the sword.
He's holding the sword with his mouth.
Yeah, that's just dumb.
He looks very agile and quick, which is fine.
Yes.
But just the sword in his mouth thing is kind of dumb. Whereas they could have made his
integrated into his body, right? Somehow.
Yeah, like blades on his forearm paws, and he could run.
Yeah, or his shoulders or something, man.
Yeah, but I mean, they did what they did, and I can't argue with that. Or if he was like a bipedal wolf, like he's a werewolf type of thing.
There you go.
Go on his two hind legs and attack. You know, something
that,
cool like
wow, you already figured it out right there. So you have the sword one, which it looks like a mane on a wolf, right? And then have the other one be like a stand-up type, like a Lucio design with like a sword or something. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just not the biggest fan of it just yet. It's fine. I don't ever really care to capture legendaries much in these games, to be honest. So it's not a big deal, but I don't know. I was kind of for a little bit more originality. That's just me, though. Some people love it, and that's great.
Those are the only two. Isn't it usually like 4 or 3 legendaries? Because in the trailer we're looking at, they look like they're about to fight each other, then they're at peace, and then you see the wind going up in the air, and then they're getting ready to fight whatever's coming to them.
That's a good point. Yeah, so I mean, you always have like the 2, and then you always have the like the Celebi or the Mew, right? Like that third one. And then maybe some other legendaries you might add in there too, like in Silver, how we have the 3 dogs, you know, on top of Ho-Oh and Lugia and all that, you know. So you're right. There's other opportunities for them to add other legendaries. These are just kind of the main showcase on the box, you know.
That's true. And also,
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. There's a scene where they're about to encounter whatever's going against them. They get like a power move. Like it looks like they're gonna power up and they're changing because.
Oh, when they like lit up.
Yeah, Zamazenta, his shield pops up forward more, and he looks like he's about to fight. Like it looks pretty cool, and his eyes go red.
Yeah.
And stuff. So, maybe, sorry. In was it Pearl Black? Diamond and Pearl, that Pokemon. When he gets into his battle form, he looks completely different. So they could borrow that off of that game from this, where they have like a different form when they go into battle. You know, something like that.
Yeah. So those are the legendaries. The other Pokemon, I actually didn't mind. They weren't like we didn't get an ice cream Pokemon revealed or anything. Not that we've seen all what they're doing. But I actually really liked the new Pokemon they showed. I thought they kind of reminded me of a Gen 2/Gen 3 design. So we have the Glossifleur, which is that grass type flower looking one. I thought she looked awesome.
She looked really cool.
I thought she looked so cool.
I liked it a lot.
And then she evolved to that Eldegoss or something like that. That cotton one, which I think that's going to be just a second transformation. I'm sure they have a third to it.
Yeah, I'm betting the third one.
But I'm digging it. The Wooloo was just whatever to me, but it almost reminded me of what was that Pokemon? It was like the Snorlax of Gen 2, the big cow.
Snorlax? Oh, Miltank.
Miltank. It just reminded me of a design similar to like those type of basic designs.
It reminded me of Flappy.
Oh, Flappy, yes, the electric one.
But a lot of people on the internet have been liking Wooloo, like they want to protect it, like it's just so normal, that's why.
It is a cute little guy.
The one that really impressed me is Corviknight.
Oh my gosh! I want that.
That guy's a beast. He's what freaking Pidgeotto wishes he was.
Right? Dude, I want to see what that Pokemon looks like when it evolves.
I want to see what he looks like as shiny. I want to know if he goes white. If he was like a reverse, he goes white or something. You're
gonna be shiny hunting again, aren't you? This guy.
Probably. And then the last one I got really impressed with because I like turtles.
Yes.
Is Dreadnought. He's a dope looking.
He looks badass.
With like a big old horn on his head, and he just looks really cool. He looks very dinosauric with like how his turtle shell is. So it seems like a very old, like I'm saying, like these Pokemon look like they're old. They've been around longer than the other ones. They kind of have like an older vibe to them, don't you think?
Oh yeah. But Dreadnought, interesting thing about him, they talked about advanced trainers to take care of him. We do know that he will be released back in the wild if you can't handle using him and training him in your party. He will literally just get released to the wild. So he's like it's interesting dynamic. They might be adding some interesting things about keeping some of these Pokemon, making it a little bit more realistic to like the anime lore, for example.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, the last thing I just want to ask, just for fun, was out of the 3 starters, where are you leaning?
I kind of want to do Sobble because I feel like he's going to have a sick evolution. Because we haven't seen their evolutions. It goes, so my order is Sobble, Grookey, and Scorbunny.
Okay.
Just because the fire types seem to not be getting a lot of love, they always become like firefighting. So it's just kind of like, meh.
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, no, I get you. I am extremely excited to see Sobel's information, probably more than anyone else, because I think the other ones I kind of have an idea where they'll go. The reason why I'm interested is Sobel's considered a water lizard, so I'm wondering if he could turn into like some crazy ass beast. I'm pretty sure with Grookey, he's going to turn into, you know, like a big ape, obviously, right? Score Bunny, I don't know. Score Bunny to me would look really cool. This is just a fanboy thing. What was that anime movie that we like from the person who did Wolf Children? It was Summer Wars.